If not, we'll just, hang out here for a little bit.
The little person up in the corner is what you watch.
I know.
When that says 1, then somebody's there.
Can you?
But all this is being recorded.
I know. Can you text?
So you don't really have to say anything. You just wait. See, now it should show 1, but it may not because it's
right. It's
me.
delayed. Nobody wanted to see our last human day. Is that? Oh, now we got 7. There we go. Here we go. Hello, everyone.
Hey, Susie. There we go.
There we go. There's.
Jeez, the old people are trying to set up a
I know.
live stream.
And I was in charge. I was in charge of it. So that right there. We're gonna wait a little bit, get some more folks in.
Hi, Teresa.
Disney Dogs,
Dave's
hello.
here.
Melissa,
This is like romper
hello.
room.
I know.
At the beginning.
Wait, I could go get my magnifying glass. I
You still
see
can't
David. David, how's the weather where you're located? And I'm jealous you're there. You know that. But anyway.
All right, so
Hey, Bobby
I'm going to
Larson.
be looking this way sometimes because I
Princess
can see the
Bella.
chat on here a little better. So,
Yeah.
I need to mute this one. Oh, goodness gracious.
Hello, sorry for the delay. It was my fault. I did not set up properly.
Yeah.
But I had, but I
For the love of
didn't.
Suki. He says, glad to see you guys. You look so good and sun-kissed. I am better. I was like sun-scorched there for a couple days. But it was a good thing.
You don't see her shoulders yet, but see, she can just turn this way a little bit. Yeah, and her old
nice
back.
color.
But it was fantastic. It was fantastic.
Yes. So for those who may not know, of course, I think everybody here knows, but we were
On the Disney Fantasy. And before we get to talking about that, we got some...
here to say where we were. What did we do?
We are on the Disney Fantasy 7-night, 8-day cruise. It was the last Pixar cruise that Disney was having this year. So we had an opportunity to take that, so we did. We went to 2 ports and, of course, Castaway.
This cruise was packed with activities. Well, not so much activities, but planned events. Like we had Pixar Day at Sea. We had Pirates Night. We had the special Woody's breakfast for this cruise. We had the Animators Palette did their animation.
Oh, that was
night,
cool. That
which
was
a
cool.
little different than what we've seen in the past sailings. So every day there was something kind of new and new to us.
And I think Michelle actually counted up. We'll have like 5 videos. It'll be a lot of cruise videos.
I think 6. My plan is to put one up. This is my plan. To put one up every day this next week so we can get them out there for you to see and then we're not belaboring it. But we decided to do things a little different this time. I don't know if you were going to talk about that, but...
Go ahead. You can talk about it.
We're going to do our main cruise as one. Like, I had to split it. So the first one that you're going to see is going to be part 1. And then we're going to break off and show you Woody's breakfast. We are going to show you the rotational dining in a separate video. We're going to do St. Thomas will be on all one video. And there was like 2 others that I can't think of off the top of my head. But we had 6 in total.
Right.
And then we'll wrap up the end of the week with the part 2. So you guys wanted to see the food, so we took lots of pictures of all the wonderful food.
I'll tell you what, if you're a food person, cruising is the life for you because it was fantastic.
Okay,
let's go over some. By the way, hello Nina, how are you doing?
Yeah, I see all these
welcomes. Thank you for everybody.
Paula, you are a trooper.
Yeah, she's going back binge watching everything.
And watched, I think, almost. Are you almost finished? You should be with all of them. But bless her heart, she's been commenting and congratulations on the upcoming the new little one. I hope everybody is safe and everything. The delivery is fine for you.
Yeah, and she comments on everything and. If you guys don't know, just a little housekeeping. Me and Michelle answer every comment we get. So if you comment, we're going to give you a response.
Yeah, if you take the time to talk to us, we're going to talk back. So
let's get to some housekeeping.
And also congratulations for the new little one.
Yes, that's my number two housekeeping.
All right, well,
Okay, well,
forward.
first housekeeping is we just want to thank you for taking the time of the day to spend with us today. Thank you so much. And all the times that you guys watch the videos, comments, give the thumbs up, subscribe, and all that good stuff, and spread the word about our travel channel. You guys are truly family to us, and I do mean that from the bottom of my heart, and so does Michelle.
You give me the courage to keep going,
Yes.
for sure. So
yes,
thank
you do.
for that.
Second matter of family gathering, we had our newest little traveler born on the 9th. His name is Maverick, and we would just like to say congratulations,
Glad
and
everybody is safe and sound.
we cannot wait to see everybody, and we get to meet little Maverick next in May. He's coming down in May for his first visit.
At that age.
Yeah, Michelle might have, her and her little grandbabies.
Yeah. You might want to put one of those little wristlets on him, or he may have to stay at
Exactly.
Aunt and Uncle's house for a little bit.
Yes, we've had a couple questions. We cannot wait to get to the flower and garden. We just haven't had time yet. We will get there as soon as we can to show you some of the foods and show you some different stuff.
And I'm going to be jumping in as I see comments come up.
Go right ahead.
But Adore Fairy's on Hello Live. And he asked, do you appreciate that you've hit 3.64K? We do.
We always
Each
appreciate
and
that.
Every person, we just appreciate that so much. We don't, celebrate, I think, as much as we should. Other channels I know do milestone videos, but every day to me is a milestone. And it still amazes me every day that all the wonderful people that we meet and that we've had the opportunity to learn a little bit about your life. We just feel so blessed, and so it's just such a treasure. So we appreciate each and every one of you, truly.
We really do. Next thing, thank you so much for the Chef Mickey support. Our video of Chef Mickey's opening night, which, by the way, it is really good. It might be a little pricey, but it is good. So thank you so much for your support and all your questions you had on that. Yes, we'll probably be going back for breakfast. I got to talk her into breakfast. But at least they serve it till like 12:30, so that's not bad.
He had to really, pull me into the new change in the buffet, but he kept promising that it was going to be different, and he wasn't lying. It was really super good. So, before I say I think the characters, you went to see the characters and the food was kind of secondary. Now I say I go for the food and the characters just happened to be there. It was really that good. All the different bars that they had, I just thought it was delicious. Yep. But anyway, you need to get on to the cruise stuff.
Okay.
We're gonna get
tired. Just want to mention that the end of the 50th is at the end of this month, the 31st.
Oh, goodness. I'm ready to move on.
Ready to move on. Woody's Barbecue opens the 23rd, and yes, we will be there.
Yay.
So we cannot wait. And then anything you guys would like to see or see us go do or visit, let us know. It doesn't have to be Disney. We'll go anywhere. You guys know that. So
if any of you guys watching may be on your vacation, or you may be in and around the park on that day, March 23rd, hit us up. If you can't get a Woody's Barbecue, we don't have many, but we do have a couple extra seats. So just letting you out there if you want to go. Let us know.
One other thing, I would like to do a shout out to Steve and Angie from Cornwall, UK. We have not forgot about the pasties.
We have not.
We are still going to make those.
And I actually broke open your little baskets that you gave us. They gave us both, gifted us both. One had a little spiced rum, and the other had a dark rum, and a little, bottle. And then some gingerbread cookies, which are fantastic. And then there were, is it clotted cream is what they're called?
Clotted cream
little
fudge.
Caramels,
which
tucked underneath that we didn't even see. Or it would have been gone a long time ago.
Because I got addicted to that because Paul and his wife brought that over from the UK, and I love clotted cream fudge, so it is good.
So thank you for that. We appreciate that.
So now let's go to the cruise. Yeah. Let's talk cruise on board the Fantasy. It was a 7-night, 8-day, our first ever 7-night.
For that. Best review of Chef Mickey's.
See?
I think we had the one and only there for a couple days.
Yeah.
I think it kind of snuck up. Everybody was tuned to the Epcot new I think Food and Garden Festival that opened. So we'll get there.
Yeah.
It's coming.
And Philly Mouse, I did get your dates. We'll take a look, see when we on the schedule and all that. So on the cruise, it was a 7-night, and we just took it. We didn't know the destinations. We didn't do anything.
Yeah, we didn't look up much. With the cast member, the way that we get the cruises, we kind of just take whatever comes up, and it happened to pop up, so we grabbed it. Fantasy was one that we wanted to try.
Yep.
And everything I'd heard so far is true. It is identical to the dream.
Spitting image.
The back part of like the adult section, what you call the like little nightclub area, is a little different. Of course, the coloration and decorations are a little bit different, but to me, I felt like I was on the dream.
Yeah.
So I knew my way around,
Yeah.
and there was no anxiety of how to get places.
And honestly, we like the coloring of the dream a little bit better than the fantasy. But other than that,
I don't know if I would say.
I did.
I don't know if I would say better. It's just different. To me, the fantasy is. I just kept thinking old school Vegas, like mahogany woods, golds. It had like the peacock colored feathers everywhere, but the whole ship tended to be one color palette. Where my memory of the dream, it was just a little bit more vibrant and colorful, and so that was really to me the kind of the only difference.
Okay. Get the Gideon's cake. Cookies are okay. Cake is better. Somebody asked that question. So for the cruise.
Oh yeah,
well, yeah.
Fairy such a big house.
Like I said, we did not pick a destination, but I do believe now we are cruisers that will be destination minded.
Yeah, I think the ship, we're adjusted to that, and we did have the last part of the cruise coming back from St. Thomas was quite rough. So I did get a chance to test out my sea legs, and we did fine.
Yeah.
I got a little nervous the morning I woke up because it had rocked and rolled all night. And then I thought, am I going to, get sick? Am I not? And finally I broke down and took a Dramamine just in case, but I shouldn't have because then it just made me tired. And then I was tired on top of not having, a well stomach. But
yeah, and I
think it was just the food.
Yeah.
But later on that afternoon, got over it and didn't have a problem, so...
Our ports of call were Tortola and St. James, and we wish we would have had a lot more time in St. James. And to be honest with you, Tortola, there wasn't much for us to do because we didn't do an excursion. Not much of a city center there, just right outside on the dock.
Yeah, it was kind of funny. We just walked, and we ended up at a pharmacy, a local pharmacy. It's kind of the only store that caught my eye. And I just perused the prices and couldn't believe, like, cans of hairspray were like $15.
Yeah.
Like, crazy.
So somebody asked about the cruise room. We had a large family suite, which was a 299 square foot suite that would sleep 5, and we were on deck 9. Literally 10 rooms from the elevator, or 10 rooms to the steps up to mid deck. So we were midship, and it was a perfect location. Deck 9 to us, which we've done a couple times now, is the perfect location for us. So definitely, if you can get a deck 9, somewhere around there.
Yeah,
We were 90,
8,
80.
9, 10, somewhere up there is really good. We weren't really at the top. I think the top and the back is probably the worst as far as motion. So they told me the front, but I found the back to be more.
Oh, it was rough. I went and did
because it not only like sways this way, but it was going this way as well. So you were kind of like all over the place.
On day 6, I went and did a tour of the ship,
seasick.
and we all had to meet at the bar, the Meridian Bar, if you know where that is. It's between Paolo and Remy at the very back of the ship, and a lot of people were having problems standing up because the seas were really rough. But it was a great tour. If you get a chance, make sure you take any of the ship's tours.
I agree. Florida Dream said, I love Tortola, just went to the beach that day. I agree. I think one of my favorite days on this trip, number 1 was St. Thomas. I really enjoyed that day. And second was Castaway Cay, which we stayed on the beach. So I think from this point forward, if we go to a place like that, we have to get off and do an excursion. And maybe our own private, just get to a beach somewhere. I think we probably would enjoy it.
And I think Tortola was a lot of that. It was a lot of excursions. A lot of people got off.
It was very pretty. It was gorgeous when we woke up. It was just... in the town, there was really nothing, nothing much to do.
Yeah.
So next time, beaches for sure.
Yeah. So let's see, what else did we do?
So do you want to kind of? I'm trying to walk through days without not belaboring it.
Yeah.
So the second one, the morning we got Goofy's breakfast. So that'll be my first video up. So you'll probably see that tomorrow.
Was that Woody's breakfast?
Did I say Woody's?
Yeah, it's Woody's. Howdy.
He kept saying howdy ho.
I said howdy ho breakfast.
It's howdy. Like breakfast with friends, But
it was their last one. It's their last Pixar cruise. We don't know if they're bringing it back yet next year, but I believe they will.
Don't go. Don't waste your time. Don't panic about not getting it because it's so-so. But I'm not going to say that because our cruise, I think, was the last one. And now they're switching to the Star Wars themed.
Yeah.
So that's that.
So on St. Thomas, yes, we did do an excursion that I was scared to do, but she turned out to be the scared one.
Yeah,
so you'll have
I'm
to
not
watch
gonna
that
spoil
video
it,
coming
but
up. Yeah.
I thought I was gonna get him, and it ended up backfiring.
But
so
where we
that was a
ended
good
up
day.
was absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, the views are
So
really
days 2 and 3 were sea days. We had the most sea days ever on a cruise ship, and we've only done 4s and 5s.
I agree with Sherry.
What's Sherry
St.
say?
Thomas was prettier than
Yeah.
Tortola. I agree.
We've only done 4 or 5s. We hit a 7, and it's at the beginning we thought it might have been a little too long. We really did. But by the time it was over, we got into a rhythm, and I think it's a great length for a destination cruise. Alaska, the ABC Islands, everybody tells us to go on. Definitely 7 days for us in the future will be where are we going and what are we going to see.
I want to tell, though, Brian Woodford, he said all the talk about the ship rocking isn't helping to convince my wife that we need to go on a cruise.
It wasn't
and
bad,
I'm sorry,
though.
but here's what I'm going to tell you. For all the cruises that I have done, I have never physically seen anyone ill from seasickness. The sickness they talk about is not so much like what we think about being sick. It's just that uneasiness that you get from your sea legs. There are bands that you can get to put on both wrists that help quell it. There's medications you can take.
I've seen a couple people with the
a
patch
lot of people
behind
have
the
the
ear.
patches.
Mm-hmm.
It's really not bad. And I can't tell you as honest I possibly can. I have the weakest stomach known to man. And I get dizzy on, what is the one ride I always call scary thing in Toyland?
Slinky Dog Dash is her scariest ride.
If I can get past that and I'm okay, then you're okay. And I'm going to tell you honest, when we got back yesterday, I've had a rougher time here at home adjusting back to my land legs. Like, I'll walk and I can feel the ship kind of dip out from underneath me, and I'm in my bedroom.
Yeah.
So there's an adjustment in it. You'll be fine. I promise you'll be fine. I really haven't seen anybody, even those that have said they've had a hard time. As long as you take precautions, wear the bands, get the patch, you'll be fine.
You're gonna be fine.
And you forget about it because you'll have such a great time that it won't be a worry. After the first hour, you're on this ship. It'll be fine.
Nate, we are glad we are back also, and I've got something to send you.
We do.
So we do got something to send you.
For Katie.
For Katie. So
we're not going to show it. We have a whole bag of stuff we want to show you.
Yeah, we won't show you that one though.
We're not going to spoil it.
On the cruise itself, if you're going to take a cruise, make sure the destinations you're going to do a little research. I should have printed some maps up of where we were going and what we were going to see. It would have made it a little bit better.
I like the adventure.
Yeah, she likes the adventure, but I'm afraid to miss stuff. Always afraid to miss stuff. So definitely do that.
Let me just go back.
Yeah, that's true. There we go. That's a great idea. The other thing we did, we joined a Facebook group for our particular cruise, which was really nice because you got to meet some of the people on the page.
You did.
And then you got to meet some people on the cruise that are on the page. So that was really nice. So always look. They'll always have, Disney Dream Cruise, August something, and you can start to get relationships and make friends before you even get on the cruise, which is great.
Hi, Jen.
Everybody's on that page has been posting their pictures from the cruise, so that's really nice to see.
The cruise is a place where you can kind of, let your hair down, so to say, a little bit, relax. You don't have to keep pretenses. It is nice to just talk. Talk to people in your elevator, talk to people in the pool, talk to people at dinner. You will meet so many amazing people, and we just lucked out this cruise. We had the best table mates, both couples that sat with us.
Okay, before you talk about that, they are now grouping people together at tables. You're not going to sit alone with your family. We were a table.
Well, sit alone. If there's other chairs available, you may have somebody with you. 3
groups of 2 at our table. So it was fantastic. So go ahead and talk about those
I was just going to say they were good. I'm going to mention first names, but I have to match them. Dan and Kelly.
Yeah.
Excellent, wonderful. And it turns out we had a little bit of something in common. We're going to be working for the same company, so that was cool.
That was pretty cool.
And then Connie and Pat, they also were great too. And they actually are from the Orlando area.
Literally live 3 miles from us.
So we got to, talk to them about Disney experiences.
Yeah.
But do not be bashful. We made so many friends from the pool, and everybody has everything in common. You love Disney, number 1. Number 2, you want to cruise. And number 3, they're families, and so just don't be shy. We love that part, just meeting everybody, finding out where they're from. And even the cast members,
Oh my gosh.
get to know, the people. Like, We had Jesse at the Cove.
At the Cove.
Bar was just amazing.
He's been on the ship for 25 years. That is his career. We met Shaka. Was that her name?
Chica.
Chica.
She was in the one of the champagne bars down at the end. If you've watched the documentary of Making the Wish, they show where it was at, like from start to finish. It went to the Netherlands and they came across here to Port Canaveral. She was actually on that ship.
She was on the ship the whole time, from Germany to Netherlands to Florida.
She had some great stories. I could have stayed there for
and just
days
listened to all that.
Stories.
And we also had Ashley, the cruise director from The Wish, was now the new cruise director on the Fantasy. So we got to see her again. So that was
totally
fantastic.
different. She was much more animated this time. She was really different, but had a great time.
Yeah, so it was.
They want to know what was the best show that we saw?
We saw only pretty much one, and it was Frozen because we'd seen all the other ones, and Frozen was spectacular.
Yeah, they did not have a welcome on the ship.
And they didn't do Golden Mickeys.
They didn't do the Golden Mickeys, but they showed Aladdin,
which we'd already seen.
Frozen. They did Believe.
Yeah, which we'd already seen. So Believe's a great show. If you haven't seen it, go see it. But we just wanted to hang out up on the deck and.
We did watch the new Ant-Man, the Quantumania.
Yeah.
I love Ant-Man. Go figure. I like that Avenger line.
Okay. Disney, if you listen to me. They had Avatar, The Way of Water on the ship. But they literally played it at 11:30 at night, and it's a 3-hour movie.
I could... I could never get there because...
Somebody's trying to get in. It's our little one. He's trying to get in on the camera. So, our little cat, Benjamin. Him and his sister in
But
here.
I wanted to see that one. But I didn't want to... It was either during our dinner time or it was just an inconvenient time. So we missed that one. So we'll have to see it again.
Yeah, so they always have entertainment. Oh, and we got to see... they brought on 2 Pixar people that work on the shorts and the films. And the young lady we seen was absolutely wonderful. She worked on Bal and Red. So, let me get Benjamin.
Wait,
I get him.
So much for live. Benny wants... Ooh. Benny wants part of the show.
Yeah.
This
is him. This is Benjamin right here. And this is Michelle's baby. He sleeps with her. He does everything. So it was good to see us back. Okay, go play with your sister.
Sorry
about that. So it was, all the shows were great. We went and seen a juggler down in the tube, which was really funny.
They had a magic show one night.
Yeah, the magic show was really good.
Eric, I can't remember his name, but he actually came off of America's Got Talent.
Yep, he was runner-up.
He was really awesome.
Yeah, Eric Davis, I think his name. I believe, somewhere around there.
We saw Mark
Davis? Something
we
like
saw
that.
his big show, and then he broke off and did little shows in the tube, so that was really funny. He was great. They asked again what type of stateroom that we had.
Yeah, it was a nice one. Like I said, it slept 5. I wish I would have had a room guide.
It was 90-80. You can go online and see exactly what it looks like.
Yeah, and it'll be in the review. We got it on our one of the videos coming out. We got a little tour of it.
It was one that has the separate toilet area and then the shower and like a sink. And if you have more than 2 people, those are the best kind of rooms to get because then you could use both at the same time.
And I thought every Disney room has separate bathrooms, but we found out from our table mates that is not true. If you're in an interior room, those rooms have 1 bathroom, which I did not know that. So that's good to know. Always make sure. Sometimes pay that little extra to be able to pick the room that you want to you want to sail in.
We sort of don't get a choice. We get what they give us, which is fine because they always give us a very nice room. But we did ask for an upgrade, but the only thing that was available was the Walt Disney Suite.
Yeah. How much was it? How much? No, it was the...
They told us it was like $16,000 additional on top.
That was not going to happen. No way.
I would do that. I think even if I had the money, I'm not sure. Well, maybe. But you know what? We said it.
I would not.
You can have, 10 people, I think it said, right? It sleeps 10.
Okay.
So 10 divided by that.
It's still $1,600.
I know, but if you have a large family,
I don't know. That's true. Maybe
for the extra. Anyway, that's what I would do. There's my beavers.
Hey, beavers! Hey, where have you been? Yeah, hope everything's okay. I haven't seen you in a while, but hope everything's okay.
Yeah. All right, let's see. What else do you guys want to know? What else can we tell you?
So, also on the cruise, I will have to say we became enchanted with the Cove Cafe Bar. It's an adults-only area. It's by the adults-only pool. We went there every night. Michelle actually started drinking coffee on the ship. Don't ask me why.
A particular kind. Well, they had this salted caramel coconut latte.
It was
and then
so
they, of course they
good.
put the little Mickey Mouse thing at the top. It was so cute.
Yeah, it was cute.
And, which I didn't know those were flavored. We got in a discussion about it, and he said what they used there was coconut, but I'm sorry, carrot. But he said because of the coffee, you can't taste that it's carrot, so that's why they use it.
That's for
but
the little image.
I didn't know other places have different flavors. But anyway, that was cute. But
so that became a hangout for us.
I was looking for places specifically to kind of sit and chill out. I wanted a table where you could put like a laptop, a comfy chair, get something to drink and sit. And I just didn't remember seeing any places like that the last time we were on the ship. So I made sure to look. And there are spots like that. Like they let you sit in cabanas, even though it's not serving. You can still sit at one of those tables, and the beverages are, available for you. Not the juices, but you can get the Cokes and stuff. So if you need a little quiet, tucked away place, that's cute.
I can't blame you, Susie Q. I will tell you a little story about the Cove Bar, because it is dedicated to Walt, Roy, and the family and Lillian. We had a lady come in. She was walking around, and she said, "Who are all these people on the wall?" I almost fell out of my chair because most of them were all Walt or Salvador Dali or Roy or Lillian Disney and all them. And I was like,
I think everybody in there, because you could hear everybody's conversation.
You can hear gas.
Paused for a second, kind of looked like,
Even the bartender shook his head. He was not sure.
She said that because she says make sure you're on live chat, not top chat. I hope she's not talking to me because it is top chat.
Oh.
Does that mean I'm not seeing all of it?
There it is. God, we got to figure this out.
Thank you. And then what else did she say? Turn on gift perks to gift or receive memberships. Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
know
we didn't turn
leave
any gifts on.
Nah. If you want to do something like that for us, really the best thing you could do is the Patreon. And I know a lot of people hate that word, me included, but I'm going to tell you the best way I can tell you that it's the best way for you to give something to us directly. And that's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
So that's why we don't do a lot of stuff here through this platform is we want to do what's best for you guys. So that's why we did decide to open that up for just those of you who want to feel and help and be a part of the channel. And if there's no obligation, you don't have to, but if you want to, it's there for you. So that's why we use that.
And we also opened somebody asked about our P.O. Box. We do have a P.O. Box. It's down in the description of every video, just in case. But somebody did ask about that.
I think we had to have one or have to have one just to say we do. But again, it's not why we're here. We're here for you guys so you can, get the best out of your vacations. Honestly, that's why we're here.
And by the way, on the monorail POV, I will do better jobs at my POVs going future. I just wanted to do one. David Kelly, thank you so much for your letting me know what to work on. So
most have figured out that I do the editing and I can
okay, wait. I do the first cut edit, then she does the rest of the edit. And
trust me, I yell at him all the time. I'm like, why did you do this? Why did you give me this? It's hard to work with. So as I'm, teaching my photographer,
it's a rough life.
Anyway, we have fun doing them.
So what other questions do we have about the cruise?
Let's see. And a lot of people know the drink. Disney Dogs love that drink.
Oh my God, it was really good. I know
it now, and I actually, as soon as I got home, got on Amazon and ordered all the parts and pieces so I can make my own here. It was so good.
Okay, on the merch tour, yes. One day I will do a merch tour of this, but actually we're in the process of redoing this room because we got a new bed system for in here.
Yeah, we're going to set this up so we can maybe do a little bit more live so it'll be more comfortable for both of us instead of being scrunched.
I would like to do at least once a month. We got to get this.
You guys will get sick of us. So if you want it, we will.
You just got to let us know what you want. If you don't want as much content, let me know. I won't,
Susie said, did you have the snacks at the Cove? Yes, we did.
Yes, we did.
They do change over. In the morning time, they have pastries.
Yes, Typa, how you doing?
Which is like croissants and muffins and, that kind of stuff. And then at 6 o'clock, they switch over to more savory. They have a cheese, like charcuterie plate. They have olives. They have breadsticks and Parmesan crisp
so good.
things that are really good.
And go ahead, sorry.
But I didn't learn until almost the cruise is over. If you ask for a warm croissant, they have them in this little thing, and it's so good with the coffee. So I'm giving you a tip before you get there.
And the only thing about that bar is that it is adults only. So even if you bring your kids in, they will ask if you got to be 18 or older to be in that area. So
we saw them be tolerant of, like, if you really wanted a drink, or something at the bar,
something
the
to
kids
go.
would come with them.
Yeah.
They would get their drink and then go. But we also did see some that would get their drink and then sit, and then they were asked to kind of go to the other section.
Because there is
I'm
another.
sure it's because of bar. They
Right.
have a full bar.
Right,
so.
because there is another coffee shop on the fourth deck that is welcoming to all family and all that. Characters out the wazoo. We seen more characters on this cruise. I wish I could have got pictures, but like Michelle said earlier in the live, we were almost full. We almost at the 4,000. I think we had 3,800 people on board, and it holds 4,000.
Yeah, we were almost full.
So there was a lot of people, and
again, comparing that to the Wish. I know you've said the Wish only holds like
five more people than the Dream and the Fantasy.
But it, to me, felt a little more crowded, and we weren't at capacity on the Wish, to where on this one we were almost at capacity, and it really wasn't bad. When you hit the pool areas, of course, you could tell lots of people were at the pool, but there were enough like offshoot little bars and lounges and areas that kind of put people spread apart.
I will have to say, even though it was almost full, you can make it to where you're not really around a lot of people all the time. Let us know, by the way, on that Alaskan cruise, because I'm trying to talk her into
that's
that.
what she's saying.
Let me know the date.
I'm going to have some constraints because I do start back to my regular work May 1st.
That's breaking news. I don't think nobody knows this yet. Nobody knows this.
Somebody's got to fund all this stuff, so I got to go back to work. But from now till then, and then I'll have a break. I probably won't be able to go anywhere, and then I'll have like routine vacation time. But that is one. I definitely want to do the Alaska.
Yeah. And
we did hear, though, that, and this is my understanding, that the Disney one doesn't go all the way up the channel. So that may be, a problem for me. So I may be looking at maybe another celebrity or something. I want to see more north.
Right.
But, I don't know. We'll see.
But we haven't been on the Wonder or Magic, so we got to get on those.
Yes.
So that's like, and like I said, if you're going as a couple, and by the way, Disney cruises aren't just for families. We have a great time every time we go on a Disney cruise.
And again,
and I'm not saying that because I work for the company.
No, they matched us. Like, literally, I would have thought I was on dating.com. Like, they matched our table. We all had same interests. We were around the same age. Like, it was
like
great.
Michelle said,
it was wonderful.
One of the people at the table actually works for the company she's getting ready to go work for.
So that was great.
Would have never known that in a million years.
So much more comfortable. It's very much a very small world when you start, reaching out and making relationships with others. You find how alike we all are. So that's nice. Did you buy any merchandise on the cruise or Castaway? Susie says.
Merchandise
we
got. Because first of all, when you take a Disney cruise,
this is what we've shoved.
You will get reusable bags because there is no plastic on board. So you have to buy a reusable bag. If you don't want to buy one, take one with you before you go.
And I'll interject real quick. Paolo says Paolo looks amazing. I've not seen reviews of Remy, but want to try it. I would say both of them try. We loved Remy's. I would try Paolo.
Yeah, we did Remy's for a brunch, which we got a video of that on the channel.
This trip we decided not to. We wanted to do just basic cruise to see, what it was like. Honestly, I didn't miss it. Not a thing. Mm-hmm. And our table mates went like twice to Paolo. I think the other ones went once. Yeah. Did anybody do Remy's?
Nobody did Remy's.
No. But
because those are upcharges for dinner. It's $125 for Remy's. And for the brunch, for the chocolate brunch, it's $60. And for the regular brunch, it's $75. And then for Paolo brunch, it's $45 a person.
But Remy's is a great experience.
Oh,
so
absolutely wonderful.
My tip would just be do your research on Remy's before you go. So you kind of have an idea of the menu before you sit down. You'll enjoy it more. If you understand what they're serving and why, you'll like it better than if you just, take it as it comes.
Somebody asked if it's worth more. That's a hard question.
Do you think it's worth the extra cost compared to Royal Caribbean if you're cruising with kids? Ages would be 10 to 7.
I would say yeah. I would for kids with
I would
the
say
characters.
Disney.
And I see more kids clubs. That's like they just disappeared. The parents are looking for their kids.
Yeah.
There's a couple that said their kids didn't like the kids or didn't want to go to the kids club. But most of them, they palled around. They
make really lifelong friends.
They were doing scavenger hunts and all that good stuff.
We walked through on that deck just to see, and a a couple were trying to get theirs out of the club, and I could hear her saying, "Oh, there he is, right there with the jacket on." And if you look at him, he's looking over his shoulder like he really didn't want to go back with the parents.
Leave. He did not want to leave.
That
Okay,
was cute.
so when you cruise Disney, on your second cruise and every cruise after that, you are going to get a little Disney gift bag right here. It's a little shoulder bag.
Yeah, and you get the lanyards.
Did you put the lanyards in?
Yeah,
right
to
there.
go with it. So
and you get that every cruise, every time you go.
There are 2 here. Yeah, 2. So 2 of these and this every time after your first one.
Yeah, after your first cruise.
Because then you go into the next level, right? Don't you?
I think you go into gold after 5 cruises or
Yeah,
something.
we're almost,
silver right now.
We're like almost gold. But I don't know the difference other than getting a special line to check in. So if you guys know that, let me know. Because
actually, as a cast member, it
goes
doesn't
so fast.
it doesn't help us a lot because you get to book the excursions earlier and you get to book the reservations earlier. But when we book, we're only usually a couple weeks out from the cruise. So that's what that.
Yep.
So that's the bag.
No, so what else you got in there?
Of course, Pirates Night. We did a Pirates Night aboard the ship and a Pixar Night. Both had fireworks. So we had 2 nights of fireworks and we seen neither one of the shows. We just went to... We were so tired about the fireworks, we just went to bed. But you get little bandanas for it. So if you don't bring any pirate attire, don't worry.
Yeah,
they'll give you bandanas. Michelle was putting this on.
2 silver, 5 gold, 10 platinum. Yes, and it's after your cruise. Like if you're on your 5th cruise, you won't be gold, I think, until you go on your 6th.
Yeah, and then Pearl. There's a new level Pearl after 25 cruises with Disney.
They also have on the cruise site, the very first cruise we took, we bought the decoration package. So if you're going with kids, it's really cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
Because, all the walls in your stateroom are magnetic. So you can actually go to the dollar store and get the little magnets with a clip on it. And they'll clip right to your wall. And then
ceiling,
you can hang
just about everywhere.
Hats and belts and, light stuff from there. So if you want to make your own decorations, the doors are a big thing. So I would be sure.
Watch him.
He's coming after my tea. So I would be sure to, look on for some door decoration suggestions. Everybody has the little extenders, and if you're part of the Facebook groups, then they all do these exchanges, but we didn't do it this time.
And of course, I save everything from the cruise ship. So they put little gift postcards that you can send back to yourself. Michelle's made a good point. We should have got some local postage so we could send them back to ourselves so we knew what we did for that day. Just envelopes. We did, since it was Pixar's last night of cruising, they gave us the dessert menus after we ate.
Yeah, and that was approved. They
that was approved. All
because
these
we
are
were the
approved.
last one and last.
Yep. These were the autograph cards.
He wants my ice.
I know.
He likes ice.
Loves
and he
ice.
heard me take a drink.
Yeah.
So he wants my ice.
These are the Hey Howdy Breakfast with Woody and Friends cards right there.
Okay.
And they are autographed right there. Let's see, got that, got that.
I want to make sure he didn't slip something in there. I don't know what he got.
We did stop to go do a cooking class, but we quickly left. But they were making ratatouille.
These are very popular.
Yeah.
Like, can you cook things? But you want to be sure if you're on board and you go to these, try to get there about a half an hour before it starts, or you won't get a seat because they're like really super popular. But I thought this was cool because it gives you a recipe and then a recipe card. So this one just happened to be, what is it called?
Ratatouille.
Yeah, Ratatouille.
Ratatouille.
Okay,
Because it's a Pixar movie. Everything was Pixar.
Oh, and.
Yeah.
I am too cheap to buy internet on the cruise, of course, because I think, I can do without it. Well, day 1 at the sea, I was so bored. So by the time we got to Tortola, we went to the pharmacy, and that's what I got. Old-fashioned word search puzzle. This saved my life until the next day when we got to St. Thomas, and then we had internet service.
Hi, Mama Goo. We had a great time. Then we said we're going to play some cards while we're here. So we bought some cards, the Disney Dream cards. Michelle, do you remember how much these were? Do you know how much these cards were?
I'm hoping they weren't more than $5-6.
That's right. They were $9.99 for these cards right here. Luckily, I got my cast member discount. But so bring your cards with you if you're going to play cards.
Get down.
We talked about Animator's Palette, which you will see at the end of, if you watch the food review that we do of all the rotational dining. We got to draw our little characters. Yeah. There's Michelle.
Our
and
regular
there's Todd.
Cruise video will have the breakfast and lunch, but our dinners we put on a separate rotational dining, just so you can have it all together.
Hey, there's my glasses all.
There's glasses.
Oh,
keep going.
one
Get to the
thing.
good stuff.
Okay,
All right.
I'm getting to the good stuff. The one thing you will need on the Disney card, I'm going to block some stuff out there so we don't. This is the keys to the world card. You need this everywhere you go. Everything is charged.
That's why they give you the lanyard.
Right. They do not take cash. They do not take credit cards. Everything is charged to your room. When you're getting off the ship, you need that and your driver's license to get back on the ship. So just remember, do not lose that. That's why they give you the lanyards. Okay, now let's get to the good stuff.
This is adorable.
This was the most adorable thing I've seen, and I had not seen it.
Because on the ships, unlike the parks, they have things from all areas. Yep. All the parks, all the areas.
Yeah.
This I had not seen before.
And it was a Pixar cruise.
Yes.
So we got
this is approved.
a tomato popcorn bucket.
Yeah, watch.
Demonstrate that, Michelle.
Ta-da!
Look at that. And they fill them full of popcorn.
Isn't that cute? I thought it was adorable.
Once you buy this, I learned every refill is $1.50, but you don't have to carry this around with you because they can look at your stateroom and see that you purchased it, and they give you a refill for $1.50 of your popcorn. So that is so cute.
Or if you're concierge, on levels 11 and 12, not 10, because there are some rooms on 10 I think they consider concierge, but 11 and 12 you get free popcorn.
We did drink a little bit, and we had...
luggage tag.
That guy walked by, and right as we were sailing away, we got caught up in the moment.
Mrs. Gullible. Because he had some, and he's like, oh, would you like one of these? Kind of like, hey, I have extra. Do you want it? I was like, yeah, sure. And then as soon as I took it, he was like, can I have your room key? I was like, oh, no, I just bought a drink.
$17.50 for that mixed drink. By the way, the mixed drinks are a bad price on the ship, and they do not have drink packages. If you're looking for a drink packages, Disney does not offer those, except for like water and stuff like that.
Yeah, Sherry, we did get addicted really fast. And what's so funny is this was cruise, what number? 6?
6, yes.
But the bad thing is it's been since last May.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
I told you.
I know.
See, that's the bad thing.
Give me your charger. Can you guys still hear us? I think you can. There we go.
Here, I'm gonna have to put you up here.
Okay. My battery's going down.
See,
Hang
again,
on.
I told him this was gonna happen, and he's, oh no, it isn't.
I will get in trouble for that. Trust me. Yeah. I know that.
You have to make sure you can still hear us though, because you have to take the mic off.
Can you still hear us?
Y'all are fine.
Yeah, y'all. Okay.
Thank you.
The other thing I always take off the ships are the cup covers, because I bring them for our glasses. Don't ask me. I've got more of these.
The stationery. Keep going. I wanted to see the good stuff.
Oh, by the way, there's still H2O on the ships. They still have H2O. Okay, so we only collect. Oh no, this is all. I gotta get a pair of scissors. Michelle lets me collect 2 things off the ship, which is she likes them too. So I can't say they're just mine. They're also hers.
I don't know what we're gonna do with all the stuff on these.
I don't either. But one of the things is the mascot of the ship, which we have Donald already. We didn't buy Cinderella from the Wish, so we got to go back on the Wish to get that. But we got Minnie Mouse, and she is the mascot of the Fantasy. So we got her, and she's in her flapper dress. So he's out in the living room. So we've got to add her to our collection. And then the other thing...
Laurie Lou says, do you guys think a 3 or 4 day cruise is long enough for your first Disney cruise?
4.
I prefer the week 1 long one as possible. I think, myself included, I'd always prefer longer is better, no matter what. But ideally, I like the 4. And I think for the cost, it's better if you can go 4. But I also like the 3. So I'm a hard one to ask.
Well,
but for your first cruise, if you're really apprehensive, especially about the seasickness and things like that, try a 3. But if,
Yeah, I like the 4. 4 is a great cruise.
I think a 4 to 5 is probably okay. A 7, if you have nothing else to do and you just want to get away, then a 7 is good. Because there is a lot of times that I was like, okay, are we on? What day are we on? I kind of forget where you're at. But it's still great.
You have to get used to it by the end. The other thing we buy is the ship. So this is the Disney Fantasy. It's like a model of the ship, so it kind of matches the Disney Dream we have in there. But they don't put the mascot on the back, which on this ship is Dumbo. But that's usually the 2 items we will buy off the ship. Somehow we got 2 spoons off the ship, but I know why. Because somebody has gotten addicted to ice cream with me, and these are the 2 cutest things we could have possibly have gotten.
Yeah.
So we went up the very last day just to have Sundays before dinner, so we could get these. Look at those. Those are the cutest
They're
things.
so cute.
These
And
are
they
Sunday
hold
cups.
a ton.
Yeah.
But you get 3 big scoops of ice cream,
Yep.
and then they put whipped cream,
Any toppings
cherry,
that they have on the topping
little
bar.
chocolate thing.
But Michelle got Minnie
Those
Mouse
are
and I
cute.
got the Mickey, so we had to get these before we left.
Yeah.
So
They match the sinks that we got here in Orlando.
exactly. So once again, everything that we bought pretty much relates to food. But that's what the spoons were from, and I may have accidentally taken those.
Yeah,
with
that's a
us.
good point. Susie says if traveling from farther away, 7, yes.
7,
Yeah.
or 5.
For sure, I didn't
Even
think
a
about
5.
that. But if you're gonna, and even one of the bartenders said that if you are coming from far away, he's seen people fly in for 3 days and then fly back. That's a lot.
Yeah.
And you're gonna be rushing those every day trying to get everything in. So the farther away, yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
The farther away.
On Pixar Day, they put one of these window clings on your sliding doors, or your doors to your balcony. So that was really neat. We've got a couple of these from other cruises. So what?
Sherry said they got Minnie too. I think because we saw Donald in one of our videos.
Wait,
Yeah, they're
yeah.
really cute.
And somebody might have accidentally. I'm going to show this. I might have accidentally taken. Actually, this was approved. This was the breakfast menu of our sail away. So I mean, of our
And
re-embark.
since that came up, let's spend a minute about our servers.
Oh,
Who this cruise were absolutely fantastic. We had Tony was our head server, probably the best so far. We called him Mardi Gras because nobody could pronounce his last name.
Right.
But it's Madrid.
my
But he
Dika.
said just call him Mardi Gras. So we did. We had a table mate that fell in love with the lobster ravioli, and when he comes on board, that's all he orders, and so he tries to get the most that he can. This one, of course, everyone knows from the last one.
Creme brulee. I mean,
Grand Marnier
souffle. All
So-
day, every day.
Poor Mardi Gras. Every night, him and Tony would make sure they had, ravioli de-thawed, and they had the souffles in the oven, and it was just amazing, the above and beyond. They could have easily said,
No.
we don't serve this, you have to get this from Royal Court, but they actually remembered, the beverage server every night. I got tea on board. The tea, she knew what we wanted, she knew sugar, she knew from your first night that you order, they just remember what you got. And it's the little things like that just make you feel just so special.
Yeah, they were.
And he felt so bad
Yeah.
the very last night of the cruise.
Yeah.
When we were, I'm sure they were running low of things and packing. He had 4 of the souffles left, which he put in the oven for us. And then, but he was so apologetic because he couldn't get the lobster, and or the raviolis. And he felt so bad. He was so afraid that we were not going to like the service or not give them high points because he didn't have the
Right.
ravioli.
Which wasn't
It's
going to
like,
happen.
No. It
He
was
was
like,
him
he
and
had
Raj.
already-
Him and Raj from the Dream have went service
Yeah.
beyond belief. It
It's-
was fantastic. But the last night that we got the Grand Marnier, they had only made 4 for our table because they knew 4 people had it. So 2 of the people did not want it that night. And he came up and asked us, he says, I have a table that would like 2 because they didn't know they could order it every night.
Mhm.
And so we gave it, we
You
said,
gave the
yes, of
2
course, give
to
them to
that
the table. And because they were first time cruisers, they didn't know that you could order stuff from other areas. Now the Wish is different. You can't do that on the Wish, but all these other cruises you can. So it was.
Because I suppose the souffles they have to actually cook in the oven. 'Cause
Yeah.
They are piping hot when you
Yeah.
get them. So he knew enough that that's what we want for dessert. He would just put them in
Yeah.
the oven when we first arrived. So that's why he had 4 waiting, and then the 2 got something
Right.
else, and we had 2
Yeah.
extra.
And yes, tiramisu is my favorite dessert, but they don't have any of that on the ship. Somebody had questioned
One
that.
said, what was it up here? What was your favorite thing about the cruise? So if you had to name like one thing.
Well, my favorite area was Cove, and then you just.
But what about like the cruise? Like, what do you like the most about cruising? You want me to go first? I
Yeah,
know my
go
answer.
ahead. You go
And
ahead.
hi, is Telecon? I think it is Telecon 2, new subscriber in the UK.
Well, welcome.
And I'm going to contradict myself, but the best thing about the cruise for me is the disconnection from the outside world. And it's at the same time, it is weird. I am one to go to bed every night with my phone in my hand. I will
Yep.
watch that app until I just absolutely can't keep my eyes open. And I think it is refreshing to get that. You can't have it, you can't get it, so it makes you do a reset.
Right, because we
So
did not buy the internet
no,
package
and
at
I
all.
won't. I don't want to. That is one thing that I want to keep private. You have times to connect. We went to St. Thomas and
Yeah.
we got free Wi-Fi there with our brand provider. It
We also
hooks
got in
right
Tortola.
up. You got a little
Yeah.
bit in Tortola, but we were like high speed free range at St. Thomas. So you can check comments, do your emails, do what you have to do. It's halfway through the cruise, so nothing's
Yep.
on fire, everything's okay. But that's my favorite part. It's just everything that you need is on that boat.
Yep.
Food, water,
Yeah.
activities, your bed. I have never slept as good as I do on a cruise. It is cold, and the rocking. It's like you're in a crib.
Sleep
It
like
just
a
puts
baby.
you right to sleep.
Speaking of communication, just remember if you have an Apple, an iPhone, you can still message your family back home. We talk to our daughter every day. She would give us the cat updates. You can message. You can't send pictures or that stuff, but messaging is free. There is no charge for that.
Well, they let you on Disney's Wi-Fi allows that with, I think, Apple, your iPhones.
Yeah.
It's not messaging. It's not the messaging app.
No, it's just
but
the
it's
texting.
just the texting.
The texting,
what
which
they
was
allow.
nice. But there's nothing wrong. Michelle, like she said, download a couple games onto your iPod or your phone,
Mm-hmm.
just so when you're sitting on the deck, you can do, have something to play with. But
I took a diamond dots picture because I
Yep.
like to do diamond dots. And Hector and Kathy, if you guys are out there, hello.
Yes.
She has a small channel where she does the dots. She does hauls and buys, and she got me semi started on the dots. But I got about a third of the way through the picture, I guess.
Yeah.
But I thought it was funny because our room stirred every day. He'd see a little bit more done, a little bit more.
yeah,
But that kept me busy.
and I think somebody asked. I think my favorite part is just going to new places that I've never seen. We would say to each other, "You think you're coming back here?" St. Thomas, I can't wait to get back there because that
Well,
island was gorgeous.
This
and-
is kind of sad, but we would always say, "Do you think we'll ever make it back here?"
Yeah.
It's like the answer is we hope. We hope to get back there. It's that nice.
Because somehow
We
at the table of 6 people, I was the youngest and looked the oldest.
we always play like halfway through the cruise, like how old do you
Guess
think?
Todd's
that we are?
age, and everybody was guessing a little higher.
Yeah,
Probably 10 to 15 years older than
Yeah,
I am,
fun.
but
Yeah,
it was
probably
fun.
not.
It was fun. It was a great time.
Mm-hmm.
What other questions you have on the cruise? Have you guys been with? Yes.
On the Wish Dream and Fantasy.
Yes.
Yes, and yes.
Yes.
They've never been on a cruise. I'd love to see a video in the future of the comparisons. Go back and check some of our out. Just you can search through our channel, but look at our very first one compared to, the Wish, and you'll see a marked difference.
And a lot of people will ask that question, and me and Michelle have always said it's just like dining. It's what you prefer to what we prefer. You can't compare the ships. I don't care what anybody says. Everybody's going to say, it's
Well,
what they like.
What their question is, I think, is I'm paying this much money.
Mm-hmm.
Which is where am I getting my better value for the money? Which ship? That's their real question when they're saying, well, what do you think this versus that? We were talking about it to one of the merchandise cashiers, and remember there was a guy from like over here, out of nowhere, that said, I didn't like the Wish. And we both kind of stopped and looked, and we were like, why? Like, how come? And he says, because the tables at the Arendelle show are too close together. Now, how are you going to judge a whole cruise based on you think the tables are too close together? So, you have to really think through that, and why do you not like it? If you don't like cruises that go out of Port Canaveral, okay, that's a big thing. Like
Right.
if you live near Miami. But I think they're all just so different. They have a very unique personality, and everybody is going to find one that fits their own personality, and that's why they have more than one. And the fun of it is, if you can, just keep trying until you find one that fits.
And I will have to say, for the Wish, for the adult area, compared to the Dream, it's
Or the
I did
Fantasy.
not care for the Wish's adult area at all. But the Fantasy and the Dream, fantastic.
This adult area was nice. Of course, Miss Graceful here trying to get in the pool. I didn't realize you could just put your foot over the ledge and kind of sit down. No. I had to go through the walk area, down the stairs. Or it was like you know, the pool set.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm not the most graceful of people.
So yeah, what other questions we
fine.
got?
Shelby, do you recommend? She read my mind. Do you recommend bringing your own pillow on the cruise? Cruise pillows are always so disappointing. Yes, and I took my pillow.
Yep, she did. See,
So
I don't mind all the pillows; it doesn't bother me. But she takes hers, and it's helped every cruise.
We were laughing because the beds are soft, and if you're more than one in the bed, I called it like a taco. I think Kelly was calling it. What was she at?
No, Kelly and Dan said they got a taco bed. They just rolled to the center.
They were calling it something, but you just come to the middle part.
Yeah.
So be aware of that.
And yes, we're in our 50s.
But it was comfortable. As soon as I hit the bed, it was so comfortable. I slept through.
Oh,
it was just so nice. I missed it last night because now I've realized our bed is hard. So we're gonna have to get a whole new set to match. Things going bad again. Is the switch on? Yes.
Yeah, the switch is on.
All right, just watch your cord.
Okay, I'll watch your cord.
Okay,
So
what port did the fantasy leave from? Port Canaveral.
Best port to leave from.
And uh-oh.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no, we're still live. Are we still there, guys? Let's close that out.
on?
There we go.
Yeah,
There we go. Okay. The
Um,
device was trying to connect to the phone at the same time.
Oh yeah, that's what I was wrong. Would you do a traveler's cruise? Absolutely.
Heck yeah,
I
we'd
keep
love to do a
begging
traveler's
everybody.
cruise.
I'm trying to get Laurie, who's helping us moderate today, so she's in the chat. Thank you, Laurie, for helping me out. Yes, I think cruises, maybe the first one, if you're a couple. After that, take as many people as you know. It's just so much better with the more the merrier.
We might be able to set up a traveler's cruise. I don't know.
Hey, we're getting close enough. If I could get, we could, yeah.
It's always scary, and we don't mean to. I don't want to brag or boast or anything, but like Michelle said, we were getting off the ship the other day, and she says, "Do you realize we could fill that ship?" And it just amazes me that the family members. That's humbling.
And that's when we stop and get a little teary-eyed that I especially, we never thought that we could build a family this large.
Yeah.
So to stop and know the moment we went to Terralina's and we were looking on the little plaque on the wall and we said, wow, this restaurant fits 353 people. We could put our traveler family in this restaurant.
Yeah.
And now to go on a cruise to where we could say, wow, we could fit our traveler family on this cruise boat. Like, it's amazing. And would I love to do that? Absolutely.
Any idea of the cost?
What was the next one? I missed one. Oh yeah, the pillow. We did that.
Yeah.
The cruise pillows are fluffy. If you're used to like a flatter pillow, that's the problem because they're big and round. So I was getting to where the taco bed with the fluffy pillows, you end up feeling like you're sitting up. So that's what makes it uncomfortable. So you have to take a flatter pillow.
And we love that you feel like family. Thank you so much for that.
Do they do anything special
need
for
to have dinner.
DVC members, Brian?
Yes, they do. In fact, they have a DVC thing. They have a welcome aboard party for the DVC members. And then they do another DVC thing, which we didn't know about. Make sure you go to it because they give you a $50 stateroom credit if you go sit to the DVC thing, which they don't pressure sales. They just give you the options of what DVC is.
Well, that's for new.
And I wish I would have known that. I would have taken up on that $50.
Amy wants to know, do you think the Wish is a good first choice for first-time cruise compared to Dreamer Fantasy? Yeah, but you're going to get spoiled. I'm going to tell you right now. Because Marceline
Market
is still the best out there.
Yeah.
I would go on that ship again just for Marceline.
Yeah, I'd go on for the food. I'd go on for the quick
Cabanas,
service and the food and not the rotational dining.
If Marceline is like a 10 out of 10, Cabanas to me is like a 6.
Yeah.
So still great, but compared to Marceline. Laura, you're doing great.
Thank you, unit. We appreciate that.
Thank you for the dreams. We love you too. Let's see, Candace. Yes, she's the one we definitely have to
Yeah, she wants us to go to Alaska. Yes, Candace. Email me your date. We'll see what we can do. Maybe talk her into one.
We need to have like a private conversation or something with my beavers. You need to teach us how to do this. I don't do enough of them to do all these fancy things.
Email Michelle. Michelle.
She said we can, I have to add her. Maybe I can have her help mod or something. I don't know how to do the links and all
that. I know. And she just mentioned it to make sure you hit the like and subscribe button if you're not yet subscribed. We always assume everybody's subscribed, and that you're right, unit. We need to do that more. Hit the thumbs up and all that good stuff. So,
But that's
yeah.
I have no idea how long this is because in YouTube world, 5 minutes is like 3 hours.
We're into an hour and 6 minutes of it.
Oh my goodness!
It always goes so fast when we talk to family. It is great. We will be doing more of these lives. We will get more better at it, Michelle.
Okay.
After this,
We'll get much more better.
after this, I'm sure. I hope I get to see you guys in the future.
Yeah.
Because
Hopefully our subscriptions.
I
just
give her such heck, and she does such a great job. She does do all the editing. She picks all the music. She tries, and I feel she doesn't get enough credit for it. But it's just not a video. We try to make an emotion
I get a little
experience.
eccentric sometimes. I know that some of them even I watch back and I'm like, what were you thinking? But I just try to be a little artsy on some of them.
There's nothing wrong with that. It's something for us to look back and say, look where we've been, what we've done, and what we've helped bring you guys along with us. So.
I don't want to do the same thing every single time. Even to me, it just gets boring.
Yeah.
Like, I show what I think is interesting, and, I want him to show what he thinks is interesting.
And eventually, there will be a Wawa review. You guys know this. It's going to happen. There's going to be more POV ride reviews, just so you can look and say, man, I remember when we were there. I loved riding the Skyline. I love doing this. That's what we're here for. That's what we want to do for you guys.
But to sum up these cruise videos, it's definitely, from every cruise I've taken, you will collect a core memory. There is something there that you will never forget.
Right. Yep, you're absolutely right. So with that being said,
it's just us.
Just us and our family and our cat. He is. I swear, this was the best thing to happen to Michelle.
See, I have a drink and it's got the ice, and I made the dreaded air when he was a baby. I would play with the little ice things with him. So that's what he wants sometimes.
So, any other questions? We are going to go ahead and sign off. No. And travelers, like we always say, until next time, travel and adventure is out there.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.